this is my little intro to my videos for bulking and cutting, and what I want to say to you guys is my take on it is assuming that you're already a healthy weight, that you're not underweight and you're not overweight, that you have a healthy percentage of body fat, and even then you might not have you have to think about your specific goals. So even if you're a healthy body fat, maybe you want more muscle and you shouldn't be cutting yet, or maybe you have too much muscle, or you have plenty of muscle and you don't really need to bulk, you just need to cut down. There are people that are like that, those bitches. Just kidding. So just assuming that you're already a healthy weight. If you're not a healthy weight and you need to cut some more fat, maybe you need to focus on that first before bulking and cutting. Yeah, so think about that. And I guess that's all I have to say, and now I can just kind of talk about bulking. Hey guys, so I am finally doing my bulking and cutting videos, and I want to point out that I have videos very similar to these with more detail as far as calories and macros and how to try and figure those out. They're probably slightly outdated, and I probably vary a little bit from what I do now, only because that was like my first time doing it, and you kind of just know what to do after that. You get a better feel for it. So I encourage you to look at my Secrets to Calculating Goal-Specific Calories. That's the title of the video, but it'll help you figure out what calories you need for your goals, whether it be bulking or cutting. There's also another video called Secrets to Macros, which helps you decide what macros you want to use for bulking or cutting. And I feel like my approach is a pretty simple approach. Once you start to get going on it, it's pretty easy. There's 100 ways to do the same thing as far as bulking and cutting goes. Some are more effective than others, but I mean, if you're gaining muscle, you're gaining muscle. If you're losing fat, you're losing fat, and that's just that. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. So basically, I encourage you to watch those videos, get your calories. What I did was I found out the equations needed to find out my TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. It's your maintenance calories needed. Basically the calories that you take in daily to maintain the current weight that you're at right now. And that's an important number to know, because that's like your baseline. Okay, so what am I gonna do with this baseline? One, you can check it, eat those calories, break down the macros how you want, but eat those calories for a couple weeks straight. If you haven't gained or lost any weight, then it's correct. And I just actually watched a video from Tiger Fitness that basically he says the same thing. It's a TDEE video, and I guess they have a calculator on their website. If It Fits Your Macros has a calculator on their website, and you can go there. It basically takes your height, weight, age, sex, and activity level, and estimates your TDEE, but it's an estimation, so don't take it too seriously. So I started there, double check it, and then since this is the bulking part of my video, we'll talk about that. Rule of thumb for bodybuilding, and keep in mind that this rule of thumbs for bodybuilding or anything regarding bodybuilding is basically for men, so you kind of have to adjust it if you're a female. So rule of thumb is 500 calories, a surplus of 500 calories, and gaining at least a pound a week. So with that being said, I'm a female, and so when I first started bulking, I increased my calories by about 250 calories. Actually, I think I started with 200 calories to see if I would gain some weight. And I wasn't gaining enough weight a week, and so I increased it more and more and more. My first bulk, I increased my calories by 500 calories. Now, from then, and that was like a year ago, so now I went up to 2,700 calories, and that's probably a 500 to 700 surplus as far as where my weight started out. So you kind of have to just do what you do. So if you have a slower metabolism than me or a different body composition than me, and you're in a 500 to 700 surplus of calories, you might gain a ton of fat. Or if you've got a crazy metabolism, you might not gain enough. Or if you're a man, you might not gain enough using my macros and calories. So that's why it's so important that you track your weight daily, take your average weight for the week, compare it to the following average weight, and keep on doing that every single week, because your body's going to change, it's going to adjust, it's going to get used to the macros, or you're going to be gaining muscle, and when you gain more muscle, you burn more calories. So if you're burning more calories, what happens now? And you have more muscle, you need to increase your calories if you want to continue to gain muscle. Also, I have a hypertrophy video talking about how to gain muscle. I feel like I've been fairly successful. I'm a natural athlete. I don't take any illegal substances, hormones, or anything like that to gain muscle. And over the past couple of years, I feel like I've gained a significant amount, going from a scrawny little girl to looking more athletic. And I'm like really proud of that. So it was a lot of hard work. So I feel like it's okay for me to say that without getting a big head. It was a lot of hard work. So, and a lot of tracking. So if there's anything that you take away from this video, it's track your weight. You have to know your weight gain. If you don't know your weight gain, then you're not going to be able to adjust your macros. Asking somebody their macros is kind of a silly question, because if they're doing it the right way, it's always changing. That's why I want to share all of my macros with you guys as they change, so that you can see that they change. I'm not, you know, on 250 carbs and 130 protein and 70 fat all year round, you know, or throughout my whole bulk or throughout my whole cut. It's going to vary, and you have to work with your body and watch it change and change with it, so that you can keep on working at your goals. So I mean, you can ask somebody their macros to get an idea, but that's not going to help you that much with yours. So watch those other videos, and that will help you figure out what you want to do. Some people are on higher fat diets, higher protein, lower carb. For bulking, for me, I tend to do the majority of carbs and at least a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, you better be eating at least 150 grams of protein. That's just me. In the bulk, you can eat more, that's great. But for females, I mean, that's just kind of what I researched it, and it was such a broad range of your macronutrients that you can take. I kind of just played with it and worked for me. At first, I went by percentages, so like 50% of my calories was protein, 25 carbs. I mean, 50% carbs, 25% protein, 25% fat, and figured out what those macros were. Carbs and protein, I think, are 4 grams, equal a calorie, or 1 gram equals 4 calories. Shoot, I can't even remember. And then fat is 1 gram equals 7 calories. So fat is more substantial. That's why you have to watch your fat intake. Yeah, just make sure you're tracking your weight. Make sure you're gaining at least, well, my goal was at least a half a pound per week. And it wasn't always half a pound exactly per week. You can go back and look at it. Sometimes I gained a pound, sometimes I didn't gain anything. Just as long as throughout the weeks, like throughout like 6 weeks, it averaged out to be about a half a pound. You don't want to take your daily weight seriously. You want to take the average seriously. You don't want to take 2 weeks and figure out how much you gained and like that be that. You need to consistently use those macros and watch it change throughout the weeks. So that's why you want to be real consistent with your calories while you're bulking or cutting, because if you're not consistent, then your results aren't going to be accurate, and you're not going to be able to change them the way you want to. If you get a coach, they're going to have you do the same thing, so might as well just do it yourself, because it's going to be just as much work. And it's not that hard to just like, I weigh myself in the morning before I get dressed. I have to take off my clothes anyways, weigh myself, write it down real quick, and then I'm done, you know. And then just track your macros. You eat about the same food every day, increase it as needed, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to start babbling. My bulk last time, I went from 120 pounds to 127 pounds over 17 weeks. I could have done a little bit better. Truly, it's probably only about a 15-week bulk. There was a few weeks there at the end that I wasn't really bulking. I was just kind of taking a break, not eating as much, and just moving and just having life, you know, just doing life. But through those 17 weeks, it averaged out to be 0.4 pounds a week. So that's a pretty successful bulk. And I didn't get too fat, didn't get too crazy. And it was about time to stop bulking. So I'm glad that it stopped when it did. I guess this will conclude my bulking. I hope you're not too disappointed, but if I go into all of the in and outs of calories and macros, one, it's stupid because I already have the videos on it. And two, you just have to do what I said. And you can do it without a calculator. You can just do trial and error, tracking your weight, tracking your macros and calories, and making sure you're consistent, increasing them as needed if you're not gaining enough weight. Yeah, I mean, there's no way around it. Just like everybody wants like a magical pill for weight loss or for muscle gain or whatever, there is no such thing. It's just hard work. And the same thing for bulking. It's like, it's still hard work. You have to track your macros, you have to track your weight, you have to track your calories, you have to consistently work out, whether you're bulking or cutting, if this is a lifestyle that you want. So now on to the cutting video.